Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to do something a little bit different and go over, so we have done this in the past, but we want to go over the recent results of the YCS that happened over the weekend, because I myself played the TCG. I think it's super interesting looking at the developments in the TCG, also the OCG, because obviously what is happening in the TCG right now will happen in Master Rule in round about half a year, maybe a bit less, so we can take a look in the future. If you don't want to get spoiled in terms of what cards will come next, what decks will be strong, then you might turn off the video right now. Otherwise, let's take a look at the tournament and we will take a look at some of the winning deck lists. Although you can see every time the deck price is mentioned behind the decks here, that means that the deck list is available, so the program could look at card market and also TCG player and look at what the decks cost. And for all the decks that you do not see a price here, their lists are not online at the moment, or if you don't see a deck at all here, then it's not even known which deck was played. This is the top 64, so the top cut of this tournament. You can see there are a few decks, a lot of decks here. Quite a diverse meta, and we will take a look at some here. At the top you can see we had most of Labyrinth in the top cut, which is definitely surprising. Labyrinth was always a deck playing at the top at the TCG, but not that impressive, not at this point. So the meta definitely changing a bit. People not expecting Labyrinth here. We have Tearlaments at second place. Tearlaments is once again back in the TCG meta. Don't you be scared, Master Duel players. I don't think that we will get it back at this strength level, even with the support cards coming in the future, which we will take a look at in a moment. Then we have Ycs here. We have the new Fire King deck that has just recently, basically I think on the Thursday before the event, has released with a structure deck, a new structure deck. Really cool deck. Unfortunately needs the Diabelstar engine that we will also take a look at in a moment, which unfortunately is quite expensive. Otherwise this would be a very nice budget option, though it still is. Obviously you can also play it as a cheap version. Then we have Mikanko here. We have Centurion, also a new deck that we will take a look at. Have I opened this one? I have. Then we have Purely here, Vanquish Soul. This is a runic deck. This is Joshua Schmidt's winning runic bestial list. Really surprising, and no one was thinking of this. No one was expecting this, and he won the entire event. Then we have Unchained, should be down here. Then there is Phenomenite with Pakavat, which we will also get the new support cards for in the future. And then there is something missing in that I'm currently not able to identify. Let me know in the comments if you can. What is this here? Or is it? It's Chimera. Okay. They are also named here. Okay, so this is Chimera. And this is Despia. There was a list that played pure Despia, something we have not seen for a long time in the TCG. Very interesting. But without further ado, let's hop right over into the deck list. And the first I want to show or take a quick look at is the Diabelstar Mikanko list. So this was the one top 16 list from Simon He. And you can see we are combining the Mikanko cards that we already have mastered with the Diabelstar cards. The Diabelstar cards we will see a lot in the decks that will come, and we will take a look at. If you don't know what the engine does, you basically have these cards. The Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoils, which is able to add you a Diabelstar monster. So you use this, can also do it in the draw phase because it's a quick play spell. You add the Diabelstar, the Black Witch, which can then be special summoned from the hand by sending one card from your hand or field to the graveyard. So you have to pay this cost basically. And then you can, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can set one Sinful Spoils spell trap directly from your deck. And then you're going to set the one copy of original Sinful Spoils Snake Eye, send one other face-up card you control to the graveyard, special summon one level 1 fire monster from your hand or deck. So this starting engine here, the idea is to summon a level 1 fire monster, which a lot of decks can use. In this example, you could summon the Renault. Is there something else? I think the Fireflame Lady could also be summoned, same as the Jet Synchron here. You will see Rescuers and also Fire King use this engine here because they have really strong level 1, basically 1 card starters if you want to call them that. And then these cards also have bonus effects. For example, the Wanted, if it's in the graveyard, you can where is it? You can banish this card from your graveyard and target one of your Sinful Spoiled spells and trap that is banished or in your graveyard. So this one will be in your graveyard then. And you can then place it on the bottom of the deck and draw one card, or you could also use this one You can banish this card from your graveyard and target one Snake, Eye, or Diabelstar monster in your graveyard. This would then be the Diabelstar, the Black Witch. Add one level fire monster from your deck to your hand and then place the target monster on the bottom of the deck. So this one enables you to get back a level 1 fire to the hand, and this one enables you to draw a card. So this is obviously something that also is incorporated in the engine, and also the Diabelstar, the Black Witch, has a lot of attack and defense points, so it can also function as a beat stick. And so we have the Diabelstar engine together with the Mikanko engine, and then some of the Infernoble Knight cards. As you can see, there's also the Isolde here that you can make with 2 warriors, and that is really strong in any warrior deck. But otherwise, this basically does what Mikanko always does and tries to beat over the opponent's board going second, killing them in 1 turn. You can also see the new Gen and Ken package in here, which if you summon the Gen, or if you summon the Ken, then you can summon the other one to the field of your opponent. And if, for example, you summon the Ken to the field of your opponent, then you can draw 2 cards and then you can discard 1. And if you summon the Gen to your opponent's side of the field, then he has to discard a card. And obviously this works pretty good with the Triple Tactics talents, because if you give your opponent this card and it activates on your opponent's fields, then obviously your Triple Tactics talent is live. Also your Thrust would be live, that's not in the deck right now, and you can use them. So Ken and Gen, really strong option here. And I think, if I'm not mistaken here, though, you can let me know in the comments, some card here, I'm not quite sure if it's the Magician's Soul or something, is also able to summon these from the deck. I'm not quite sure. And you also have the option of the number 30 Acid Golem of Destruction. During a stamper phase, detach 1 XYZ material from this card or take 2000 damage. You cannot special summon any monsters. Point. That is that, and you are able to summon this on your opponent's field. So there's also a lock in this deck here. And yeah, Mikanko always doing some annoying stuff. Let's take a look at the next one. It is Horus Centurion. So Horus is referring to these cards. I have made a video about them. You can use the Sarcophagus. At first you can use the Imseti to discard a card, search Sarcophagus, and then draw a card. And then the Sarcophagus can, for the price of 1 discard hand card, also get one other Horus card from your deck to the grave. So you get the Happy to the grave, and then you can once per turn summon as many Horus monsters from the graveyard as you have with different names. So if you have then the Imseti in the grave because you have discarded it for the Sarcophagus, and you have the Happy in grave, you can summon them both. They are both level 8, and then you can go into a lot of strong level 8 XYZ monsters. And then you have this new deck archetype, Centurion, which basically its game plan is you can use your Centurion monsters here as continuous spells and traps, and then if you get them in the spell and trap zone, or if you summon them out again, they have bonus effects, which is quite nice. They have a lot of cards that are one card starters. For example, the Primera is a 1-card starter, Trudea, as well as the Centurion stand-up, and also the Emblema of Oath. So 12 cards that are 1-card starters, and you can see they can run a lot of non-engine cards here. And the end idea is that you go into your boss monster, Centurion, Legatia, which then can be targeted on your opponent's turn with the Crimson Dragon and make the Hot Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, and therefore locking your opponent out of activating effects. And this is achieved quite easily with this deck on the first turn. So a lot of people in the TCG are expecting the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity ban in order to keep this deck in check. Though obviously this is the first big event where we could see the deck, and it has not like dominated the event. Though I think not a lot of people were playing Centurion, and for the number of people playing it, there was definitely a good representation in Top Cut, if you want to call it that. Then let's take a look at the Fire King. At the end we have the Ishizu deck, Ishizu Tearlaments. So Ishizu is once again back. This was also played with a few Rescue Ace cards, because if you use the Impulse to summon another Rescue Ace to your field, you can summon the Fire Attacker when your opponent searches something, and then you get the opportunity to draw 2 cards and discard 1, which obviously is nice. Discard enables all of your Tearlament cards. You can see there is no Kit Colors here. We have a Kit Colors, but they also have stuff like the Toad, totally awesome, which is banned with us, and they also still have a Merly. They have triple fusions. I think we have Agido and Kelbeck already forbidden, so They have definitely the stronger tier version left, and with cards like Trivikama, which was recently added to Master Duel, this has once again, or is once again seeing play here. This works, this does top big events quite frequently. Also cards like Espionil Knight, of course, in every deck basically, which is quite strong. So really interesting to see that Tearlaments is still here. A lot of Tearlaments variants, not this one though, running also the Horus package that we have just seen here. And you can see we have also triple Tearlaments Kashtira, which in Master Duel we only have one of. Then we have Unchained, a deck we have recently talked about. Nothing too special here. They have topped a lot of tournaments in the past. The list is, there's nothing special here. You have your basic tour guide combo that you can use to get out your Rhino and then go into your Soul Lord of Yama. We will get these cards in Master Duel quite soon, so Unchained definitely one of the decks that will hit Master Duel the soonest out of a lot of that we have just looked at. So the Diabelstar engine, for example, will definitely take a few months until we get that. Same with Fire King, and we will also need the new Rescue Ace support that we will look in a moment, or take a look at in a moment. But we will get in Master Duel pretty soon the Lord of Yama together with the Shayama and the Shavara, and then this deck will be very strong, and I think also not that expensive, because most of the Unchained cards we already have, and most of them are rares or normals, though you will need 3 Tour Guide of the Underworld, which unfortunately is an ultra rare. But yeah, good on Unchained, very strong here in Master Duel. They are already able to do a really nice combo. They have the Unchained Soul of Rage, which is able to link summon on your opponent's turn with your opponent's special summon monsters, so you can go for the Unchained Soul of Rage. You can get rid of one of your opponent's special summoned monsters. This is the first interruption, and then summon your SP Little Knight, and if she is summoned via an XYZ, a Link, or a Fusion or Synchro monster, so if one of these types was basically material, which obviously you fulfill by using the Unchained Soul of Rage and maybe also your opponent's monster, then you can target one card on the field or in the graveyard and banish it. So this is the second interruption, and then SP Little Knight obviously has another interruption. When a card effect is activated, you can target 2 monsters on the field, one has to be yours, and banish them until the end phase, and then they come back. So a lot of interaction here that this deck can do. It also goes frequently for the DD Wave King High Caesar, which has 2 negates for a card that special summons something. So for example, a Branded Fusion, you would be able to then negate with the High King Caesar, and then you will also detach material, which is normally the Red Dog, and if the Red Dog goes to the grave, then you can also set one of your Unchained traps. So a lot of things happening here in the Unchained deck. Really cool, really strong deck, and you can also run annoying stuff like the Anti-Spell Fragrance here. Then we have, and the last one I want to look at is the Fire King deck. Then we have Diabelstar Rescue Ace. So we have the Rescue Ace cards, but we are missing the Emergency and the Preventer, which are big cards for the archetype, making it possible to use your Airlifter as a 1-card combo to go into your Turbulence and then set 4. At the moment, we are not able to do this, and that's why this deck is not strong at the moment. And you can also see that there is the Diabelstar engine once again. So triple Wanted, 1 Seeker of Sinful Spoils, and 2 Diabelstar the Black Witch, which obviously can get you your Rescue Ace Hydrant, which then you can also use this to, for example, search your Airlifter and then go for your basic combo, because remember, you can, or you will, special summon the card via your Sinful Spoiled Snake Eyes. So this does not even use your normal summon if you use your Diabelstar engine. So really strong, and made this deck way more consistent, which is the reason why this is one of the strongest deck at the moment in the TCG, and definitely will be even stronger with the new support coming for Fire type, or for Fire types in general. We have gotten one of these cards already with the Promethean Princess, the Link 3, that not even the TCG has at the moment, but definitely OCG is playing in every Fire King and also Rescue Ace deck. Fire King and Rescue Ace definitely dominating the OCG right now. We will take a look at this in a video on one of the future days in this week. But yeah, also a fun thing here that not a lot of people might know that do not play the TCG. You have the Gagaga Cowboy, which can be made with 2-level rank 4 monsters, and you can once per turn detach 1 XYZ material from this, and then you can inflict 800 damage to your opponent. So this is used in time to win a game, because if time is called, then the player with more life points will win the game. So if that is something that you have to achieve, you can use your Gagaga Cowboy. Then we have Diabelstar Fire King, which is the new deck. Fire King, just recently released in the TCG, will get a lot more support, and is definitely, you could say, the strongest deck at the moment in the OCG besides Rescue Ace. So the Fire deck's definitely dominating. It's the year of the Fire cards, and will get even stronger with the new Fire Surge card that will come out in the pack on January, and also the Promethean Princess that we already have, but that will come out in the next major pack in February. So what does this deck want to achieve? I also will make a video about this deck showing you what it can do, because I think it's so cool. I just want you to be able to also see what's going on in the TCG, and then decide for yourself whether you will be interested in these decks or cards in Master Duel. I think artwork wise these cards are very, very amazing. So you have your 1-card combo, which is the little Ponyx guy, the little Phoenix, level 1 by the way. That's why the Diabelstar engine is once again here. And the crazy thing is this card wanted Seek Out Sinful Spoils, which you play 3 times, and the Diabelstar engine costs like 80 euros, or I think even $100 in the TCG over in the USA, which is insane. So this is cheap because 3 structure decks, but then once again expensive because Wanted is so expensive, and the Diabelstar also costs like 25, so also not cheap. Obviously Esprit Knight, a 90 euro card, so it's a bit crazy, but yeah, what are you going to do? So you want to go for your Ponyx, and then your Ponyx can search you your, where is it, the Fire King Sanctuary, also a new card, getting you the field spell, the island. Then you can pop your Ponyx and can basically enable on your opponent's turn to go into your boss monster Garunix Eternity, which can, when it's summoned, destroy all the cards on the field. So the Fire Kings are working, and we have some of them in game already, because the structure deck always takes, or most of the time takes, an archetype like the Traptrix archetype and adds new cards to it. That is what happened with Traptrix last time. So the main mechanic of this deck is to destroy cards. For example, you can use your new card, I think Fire King High Avatar Kirin. You can destroy cards in your hand or also on your field. You can destroy fire cards on your hand or also on your field to trigger the effect of the cards that you used. And then when these cards get destroyed, they also have effects because they were destroyed. And so it's all about destroying your own fire monsters to basically trigger them and gain advantage. So a very reactive deck. And then you also have cards like your Spell and Trap Negate and also your Monster Effect Negate, and really, really cool artwork wise, really amazing, and definitely a deck that will take over the TCG in the future. So you can see these were basically the different decks. I have opened the Labyrinth deck. We did not take a look at this, but it's basically, we have obviously the Arias, the Labyrinth Butler, which we will get in the future here. And then you can see we have triple Typhon, the new Zeus. We have 2 SP Little Knight, 3 Chaos Angel, and just so you can understand how expensive this is, these are basically 100 euro cards. This is like 25, and this is a 50 euro card. So the extra deck alone is extremely expensive. Also, you can see this in the price count here. This might be a bit high, but it's super, super expensive. But yeah, this was basically what was effective in the Ycs Bologna, the most recent YCS. You can also see the Infernoble Knight that we will get also playing the Diabelstar engine. This basically tells you what other engine was played here. You can see Rescue as Diabelstar, You can also see, which is also something we can quickly take a look at, which will also be cool if we can do it. You can also combine your Labyrinth with your Unchained. You will then only play 1 Red Dog and 1 of the Unchained traps, but this gives you access to all the other Unchained cards, and all of them are Fiends. That's why these 2 archetypes work that great together, and we will also be able to do this in Master Duel in the future. But yeah, this was basically a look into the future glass. That's not how it's called. Let me know in the comments if you know what I mean. Decks we already know, like Vanquish, so Pearly, obviously. Branded Chimera, which we don't have a list for right now, but I have showed you in the past. But yeah, this was the Ycs Bologna, definitely very surprising here at the top. I think most people were expecting Rescue Ace or more Rescue Ace decks at the top, even though obviously it was quite represented here. And then I think a big surprise was the lack of Unchained decks here, because Unchained has recently been really strong, but obviously we don't have every deck list here. But as you can see at the pie chart at the top, that Unchained was not that represented, only with 1 deck. This is correct. We had Labyrinth deck 6. Yeah, it's only represented here. I'm not quite sure if this is the top 33 breakdown. Oh, we also have it here. Sorry, guys. But you can see that we have, okay, this only represents the known decks. We had more than 1 Unchained. I think it were like, 6 Unchained or something. So this is not complete at the moment. But yeah, very, very interesting. And if you are interested in the TCG, I can only recommend to you that you go watch the YCS. It's always live streamed. You can watch it live. You can watch it. They also make a VOD, and they make videos about every match. Especially the Euro YCSs are very good covered or have a very good coverage. It's very interesting, very cool. I always love taking a weekend off just to watch the YCS, or you can just like let the YCS resolve and then watch the matches afterwards, because there is always a long in-between time between the matches. But yeah, I really find that super interesting. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of, first of all, of these analysis of TCG and OCG, but what you think of all the decks, of the current state of the TCG. Are you playing the TCG? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for being here. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments if you did. Otherwise, we will see each other in the next one. If you like my videos, please consider subscribe, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell, and I wish you all a great day.